The Tagus is the longest river on the Iberian Peninsula. It is 1,038 kilometers long, 716 kilometers in Spain, 47 kilometers along the border between Portugal and Spain, and 275 kilometers in Portugal, where it empties into the Atlantic Ocean near Lisbon. It drains an area of 80,100 square kilometers. The Tagus is highly utilized for most of its course. Several dams and diversions supply drinking water to most of central Spain, including Madrid and Portugal, while dozens of hydroelectric stations create power. Between dams it follows a very constricted course, but after Almorol it enters a vast alluvial valley prone to flooding. At its mouth is a large estuary on which the port city of Lisbon is situated. The source of the Tagus is the Fuente de Garcia, in the Frias de Albarracin municipal term, Montes Universalis, Sistema Iberico, Sierra de Albarracin Comarca. All its major tributaries enter the Tagus from the right bank. The main cities it passes through are Aranjuez, Toledo, Talavera de la Reina and Alcantara in Spain, and Abrantes, Santarém, Almada and Lisbon in Portugal. Course. In Spain, the first notable city on the Tagus is Sacedón. Below Aranjuez it receives the combined flow of the Jarama, Jenez, Algodor and Tajuna. Below Toledo it receives the Guadarrama River. Above Talavera de la Reina it receives the Albish. At Valdeverdeja is the upper end of the long upper reservoir, the Embalse de Valdecañas, beyond which are the Embalse de Torrejón, into which flow the Tie Acute Tar, and the lower reservoir, the Alcantara Dam, into which flows the Elegant at the lower end. There is a canal, an aqueduct between the Tagus and the Segura. In Portugal, after forming the border it enters Portugal, passing Vila Velha de Rodão, Abrantes, Constancia, Entroncamento, Santarém and Vila Franca de Xira at the head of the long narrow estuary, which has Lisbon at its mouth. The estuary is protected by the Tagus Estuary Natural Reserve. There is the largest bridge across the river, the Vasco da Gama Bridge, which with a total length of 17.2 kilometers is the longest bridge in Europe. The Portuguese Alentejo and Ribatejo provinces take their names from the river. Alentejo, from Aeliacutem Tejo, beyond the Tagus, and Ribatejo from Marabatejo, an archaic way of saying Upper Tagus. Geology. The Lower Tagus is on a fault line. Slippage along it has caused numerous earthquakes, the major ones being those of 1309, 1531 and 1755. History. The Pepper Wreck, properly the wreck of the Nossa Senhora dos Martires, is a shipwreck located and excavated at the mouth of the Tagus between 1996 and 2001. The river had strategic value to the Spanish and Portuguese empires, as it guarded the approach to Lisbon. For example, in 1587, Sir Francis Drake briefly approached the river after his successful raid at Cadiz. The Tagus in Song and Story. A major river, the Tagus is brought to mind in the songs and stories of the Portuguese. A popular fado song in Lisbon notes that while people get older, the Tagus remains young. The author, Fernando Pessoa, wrote a poem that begins, "The Tagus is more beautiful than the river that flows through my village." But the Tagus is not more beautiful than the river that flows through my village. Richard Crashaw's poem, Saint Mary Magdalene, or the Weeper, refers to the golden Tagus as wanting Mary Magdalene's silver tears. In classical poetry, the Tagus was famous for its gold-bearing sands.